Greetings, travelers, once again. As promised, today we're going to cover reward bags. Now granted, you could go through and you can pick all the different items from different mods and put those in each quest. That may be good enough, but what about that air of mystery? Players getting a bag that they don't know what they're going to get. It's kind of like a lottery, and it's kind of fun when you think about it. So we're going to cover some of the basics. So you'll see in here, by default, it's got 6 categories. You can actually set other group tiers if you want to have multiple tiers. Each group can have its own set of bags. And then here is 4 quest sets. So right now we have plain group. We can create a new one. And then we can give it a name, whatever we want to do. You can also click on the group tier if you want. There's the tiers for there. We'll just remove that because we don't want any more right now. So we would go in here. You can change the items that are in this group. So just for the sake of what we're doing, we're going to go here and we can go there. You can add a whole bunch of items if you want. And then the maximum retrieval count, 0 means unlimited. They can get that same reward bag within the averages, the randomness, as many times as you want. But let's say you have like a specific bag that you only want them to have once or twice because the items you're giving them are so awesome you don't ever want them to get it more than once. That's what this is for. You literally would just change it to 1, which means if they get that reward bag, they won't get it ever again. So we scrap here. Now see, right now we are in the plain group as what we've selected, and you can change the colors. We'll go through that. And so every group that we do here will be from plain. If I say select crap and then click a group, there we go. Now it changes. So we can create as many as we want, and then we can use this to change which group they belong to. So you could have, 12 different, and each one of these obviously is a bag, so you could have each, 12, 20, however many you want in each group, and that way you can set up a whole list of different reward bag possibilities. Now, on this side, we'll go here. So what this basically is, obviously you can rename what you want back over here. So you can change this to whatever you want. This, many different tiers. You can also change the color so that you can set them up to be easier to understand and remember. But weights, so this isn't a percentage, this is a weight. So out of the total score that's possible for all of this first tier here, this is the weight that it has for possibility to get. So, you're looking at 125, 29. So out of 129 points, there's 50 times out of that 129, they'll get this. 50 times out of that, they'll get this. Possibility of 20 times, and so forth and so on. So obviously unique would be very, very rare to get. And that's what these 5 different selections are. So for each section, you would set up. So basically, if it's in a plain group, then they might get that the crap of the plain. Good chance, a decent chance of common, not so much uncommon, hardly ever rare, and almost impossible for unique. And as you go through the different tiers, you can also set up what those are as well. Each one of these are representative of the type of bag. So a basic bag. So you got the basic bag. This is what the possibility of getting each tier. Good, greater, epic, and legendary. Those are the chances of getting the specific bags. Obviously legendary, because it's a legendary bag, has a higher chance of the unique. You can modify each one of these so that you can weight it to more likely get, if they're in the basic group or a basic bag, they'll get the basic group, whichever one you determine that's going to be. Same for good, greater, epic, and legendary. And the idea is to set up a wide range of bags for all the different groups. The common or basic, good, greater, all those. Set up, 10, 15, 20 different bags for each group. And then you can then weight those here to make it so that, if you make a whole bunch of legendary bags and you want them more likely to get the legendary items, reverse what you see here over here. And then, same thing, take what you have here, reverse it here, and this one, leave the same, or put your own numbers. It's all up to you. But that will help determine not only what item group they get it from, and then of course when you go to set the quests, we'll go here, and we'll pick this quest here. So rewards. So now we can always go, and then there's your 5 bags. So we can pick, they want a good bag. Or you can have it as more random, because they're not going to see which bag. This is all they see. So if you do pick one, you could have 2 different types of bags, and it's just going to be their luck which one they pick is which of the 2 they get. So that way you can give a much greater possibility of a variety of items that don't necessarily have to be tied in with the particular quest that they're doing. I mean, you obviously, you can give them items specific to the quest, but as an added reward, give them the chance to get something really good. Now, the downside, keep in mind, the upside is you can put a large range of items they can get, and it's random, so they never know what they're going to get, so that's kind of the excitement. The downside is there's always a possibility, if you put really good, high-end end-game stuff in Legendary, there's a possibility that if you give them a basic bag in the very beginning, they may still get one of those Legendary items, and you got to weigh, do you want them in your pack to have the possibility of getting, say, the end-game armor right from the start of your pack? Is that going to off-balance it? So you got to kind of keep that in mind. The other thing a lot of people do with them is they just use them as troll rewards, as people call it. Giving them stuff that absolutely has no worth or use to them for the most part, just as a means of giving them a reward. I'm kind of on the fence on that. The pack I made, and it actually, the one reward that I would consider being troll actually became by accident because I didn't know what the items were. After I decided to leave it that way because it was funny. But it was the only one in the pack that was like that. I've seen other mod packs that have had, the vast majority of the items you get are troll rewards, like stacks of wood or, stuff that they're not going to need in any way, shape, or form other than maybe decorative, doesn't help them, doesn't give them a benefit, so you have that, that extreme as well. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do the reward bags. And like I said, when you're doing it, you can even be creative with the name. Because each one of these, even though it's the plain group, each bag set so when they get a reward and it pops up, it'll say the name of the bag group or lowly peasant. You could do crap group. You leave it this way, give it some creative names, be funny with it. However you want to do it, up to you. So I think that's going to be it for this episode. Please leave questions, comments. If there's something specific with HQM that you really want to know about or you don't understand, leave me a comment and I will work to have that in a later episode. But for the most part, that is the basics of HQM, in all fairness. There isn't much more to it, other than maybe showing you some more detailed on what to do in some areas, but that would be based on your questions. But I thank you all for coming by, and you guys have a great day.